Rate lock policy. This is a very important topic and a very important video to understand because at the end of the day, it's your money. So we must make sure we understand how the rate lock policy works. Now, when it comes down to our correspondent line with UWM, that's why I'm here to explain it. The rate lock must be good through the time that our processing department uploads the closing package, AKA the signed docs. So that's how we got to protect our lock. Now we have to make sure, even if we are funding a few days after, whenever we upload the signed docs, that's when our lock will be protected when we're running it off our bank line known as our correspondent line. So it's very important that you understand it does take escrow to be able to scan these things back to our processing department. So processing department has them back fully received so we can upload it into the portal that immediately protects the lock. Now, if you're coming down to the wire here and you're on just your very last day of the lock, it might be a good idea that you stay on top of escrow and check in with processing to make sure that the package was sent back. Because there are and have been times where escrow took us a couple days to get the closing package back, and if loan officers weren't on it, that could burn their lock. So just keep in mind, it's all about when its closing package is uploaded. Now, if we run it off our bank line, or excuse me, our broker line, our broker channel, if we broker it out to any other lender, or let's say it's FHA, your lock must be good through funding date. That is the policy on that. It must be good through funding date. Now, if we know that we have not going to make our cutoff time for our lock, oftentimes there's delays in real estate transactions, such as negotiations of the repairs, the work has to get done. There could be tax liens we're waiting on, maybe the IRS to get a payoff statement for the seller. Whatever the case may be, there are times where escrow gets delayed. And then our lock becomes at risk and it's unexpected. So what happens if we are coming up on a lock expiration? It means that we have two options. We can either do an extension or we could do a relock. And here's how it works. Extensions, as you'll read here, locks on all products may be extended up to 3 times at a cost. You only can extend 3 times, okay? Now keep in mind what an extension costs. The first extension will cost 2.5 basis points per day. Second extension costs 5 basis points per day, and third extension 7.5 basis points. Again, extension costs are per day. Please note that you cannot choose a lock extension time frame that ends on a non-business day. So if you are going to do an extension, make sure that you have a clear-cut close of escrow date, because it's almost like a per diem there. So you always want to measure, is it cheaper for me to extend or cheaper for me to relock? And oftentimes how that can be measured is how the market has been doing. Did rates go up or down when you first locked it compared to today's pricing? Now, the way a relock works is you only can relock on the amount of days you originally did. So for instance, if you locked on a 30-day, you can only relock on a 30-day. If you did a 15-day, then you can only relock on a 15-day. The way it works on this is worst case pricing minus 10 basis points. So if pricing got better, then it would just cost 10 basis points to relock the loan for whether it's a 15 or 30 or whatever you locked on. Now, if pricing got worse, then you are subject to worst case pricing, then minus 10 basis points. So we are able to go into our portal and do our relock, and it will convert that into a dollar amount to let us know what it will actually cost. So if rates got better, then it's just gonna cost 10 basis points. But if they did get worse, we got to go off worst case pricing, then another 10 basis points. And you can do those calculations under your locks. It'll convert it into a dollar format. So you could see, okay, 2.5 basis points per day would cost this, or if pricing got better, it only costs 10 basis points to relock. So you could start doing your calculations. But this is how the locks work in a nutshell here at UWM. So if you have any questions, reach out to your team lead, management, or myself. Thank you.